what punk means to maybe any of you guys, you know what I mean? For me, it's about I was always an outsider and a misfit my whole life. You know, my house was crazy. My dad was an alcoholic. My family were really, really poor. And it was an escape for me, like a place that I could go to, and these bands like The Clash, and I related to, you know.
Ray? We're Basic Radio, and we're from Albany, California.
I think as long as there's kids with fucking problems, kids from broken homes, and they got instruments to play, punk will never fucking die, man. Ever.
And COD, contemplations of death. I mean, we're 13 to 16 years old. This music that we made in our basements or garages without any parents, without any teachers, that was a profound thing that happened to us at a young age because it made us realize that anything was possible if you just do it yourself.
So if I remember how I was, it'd be arrogant for me to think punk was dead or not relevant. Because there's some kid right now in some fucked up place, you know, some 15, 16-year-old kid, and he's holding on to these records like I held on to those records I love so much, you know what I mean?
Song that we played, we wrote when we were in Texas, and we felt like, you know, like the whole thing coming down, you know, so we wrote this song about, you know, racism, and it was called Unity, Black and White.
We broke up the day our record came out. So the day Energy came out, we had a big show at Gilman, and it was gonna be our last show. So it wasn't like a fuck you, dick. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, this will be our last show. Our record comes out. We'll call it quits. Me and Jesse hung out, had a beer, and talked about it and how we just didn't want to do it anymore, you know?
The operation I broke up, my drinking got really bad, you know. I would drink and drink and drink till I couldn't go no more, and I was fucking everything up. I couldn't keep nothing together, you know.
I want to be a janitor, like my old man. Like, I don't want to be no fucking janitor. All I know how to do is play music and make records, and I don't never want to do anything else inside my whole life except play music. I got no other skills except make records.
He was fucking up. And finally, he went down and he got into the Salvation Army program, which was in downtown Oakland, you know, and he stayed there and, you know, it kicked his fucking ass. It wasn't bullshit, you know.
I go up to Matt Freeman, I say, homeboy, I got a year sober. Let's do this.
It's like a Rocky movie. Let's get to work.
Punk rocker for a long time. I think I'll be a punk rocker until I die. So if I'm playing reggae or whatever, you know what I mean? I'll come out punk rock.
Cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Well, I'm standing on the corner with a bucket in my hand. I'm waiting for a woman that ain't got no man. Cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Well, I went up to the mountain. I looked down in the sea. I asked the crabs and the fishes, why am I so thirsty? Cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer.
East Bay night is about a typical night in the East Bay. We talk about looking at Alcatraz and Golden Gate Bridge, and talk about my mom hanging out on her front porch. One of my favorite songs, Rance It's Done. It's fun to play.
and the night come around, and the fog come a-rolling in. When you cast the line, I'll go dance one time, and an old friend invites you in. You hear a punk rock song and sing along, everything gonna be alright. Another Irish Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night. Well, Grandma stands on the very same land, on the old house up on the hill. You can see the San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz over the landfill, and we reminisce on that front porch under a yellow light. Another East Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night.
And we became friends. He went away to Pittsburgh for a few years. He came back, and we formed a band called Operation Ivy. And we wrote this song 34 years ago. It's called Sound System. Sound system gonna bring you back up right. One thing that I can depend on. Sound system gonna bring you back up. Yeah, one thing that I can depend on. Made it in the song, it's always coming in the title, but just a second, then you start. Sound system gonna bring me back up right. One thing that I can depend on. Sound system gonna bring me back up. Yeah.
But I do know I'm a punk rocker, and I do know there's some 16-year-old kid like me, he's in high school, who's very shy, outsider, can't fit in, and I'm sure he relates to certain bands from the outsider perspective. Mm-hmm. Is he a punk rocker? I'm sure he is. Has he got a guitar? I hope so, or an amp? I hope so. Is he going to play punk? I bet it is going to be punk, some sort of derived from punk rock. So, fuck it, man. Who am I to say that kid who's 16 isn't playing punk and isn't punk? I ain't fucking going to call that one in. Hell no.